Hey guys, welcome back to another Scooby-Doo Forever review on the channel. Today I'll be reviewing Season 1, Episode 17, That Snow Ghost from Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Which is the final episode of the first season of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? This is a Christmas special. I selected this episode to review myself, just for Christmas week tradition. On the channel. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy. Before we start though, I want to thank you guys for 150 subscribers. We're a little bit over that now, which is great to see. And yeah, hopefully we can keep on pushing for more subscribers. But yeah, let's get straight into the review. Nice opening scene there. We see a wolf howling and some footprints leading to a ghost, but not any ordinary ghost. It's the ghost of an abominable snowman called the Snow Ghost. And then we see the gang pull up to the lodge called the Wolf's End Lodge. And right as they arrive, they hear the wolf howling again, and they say it's really cold. It's great to see the gang in their winter outfits as they go inside the lodge. They speak to Mr. Greenway, the owner of the hotel. And yeah, he says that they're their only guests, apart from Mr. Leach, and they get their rooms, and then Mr. Leach walks in, and yeah, the gang think he's quite creepy, and when it's time to turn in, Mr. Greenway comes up to them and shows them their room, and then he says, when it's time to turn in, make sure you lock your windows and doors, otherwise the Snow Ghost will get you and turn you into ghosts too. And by that, the gang get really scared. They're about to turn in for the night, and Shaggy checks the window to check if it's locked, and the Snow Ghost is standing outside the window. They all get very scared. They run outside to see the Snow Ghost, but yeah, only his footprints remain, and they go off into the snow. The gang decide to follow the footprints, and yeah, they follow his footprints all the way to a ledge. And then the Snow Ghost appears again, but this time he's flying. Don't know how a big boy that big can fly. And he flies right past the gang, and he disappeared into the forest. The gang go into the forest, and they spot a little cave. And it looks like a Tibetan cave. They want Scooby to go check it out. He says it's all clear. They come in, and they don't think the Snow Ghost, it's not the Snow Ghost there, because why would he have stuff from Tibet? And then they ring the gong, and then Mr. Long Chi shows up, and he tells the gang, well, they tell him first that they saw a Snow Ghost, the Snow Ghost, and 40 came in here, and he knows they speak the truth, because he was the one who brought the Snow Ghost here, because when he was over in the Himalayas, he got cornered by an evil monster, an abominable snowman, Yeti, whatever it was, but he jumped the narrow ledge to a wide ledge, and the Snow Ghost couldn't make it, fell down. Then he's dead, but everywhere he went in Tibet, the ghost would just show up after him. Then he fled Tibet and came here, and yeah, it looks like the Snow Ghost has found him again. And then at that moment, the white wolf comes in. It's the white timber wolf, and he's after the bone that Scooby's chewing on. And then when the gang leave, Daphne asks Fred, did you believe the story that Mr. Long Chi told us. They don't really have anything else to go by, so they just agree, and yeah, they find some more footprints. This time they find some speckled stuff, and they think it's either from like I don't know, like dust or wood dust or stuff like that, and they want to go check it out. They follow the footprints all the way to a sawmill, and all the sawdust like speckled in the footprints came from there, and they go in to have a look, and they split up. Daphne and Velma go, Daphne and Fred go one way, and Shaggy, Scooby, and Velma go the other. And they think they find the ghost. It turns out it's actually not the ghost, it's just Scooby's reflection in like a broken mirror. And then at that moment, Shaggy's grabbed by the snow ghost. Velma's grabbed by the snow ghost. And Shaggy falls down a trapdoor. Scooby doesn't know what happens. He hears Velma screaming, and she's tied up to a log, about to be sawed in half. He tries to cut the chain, but the snow ghost is actually at the end of the saw. So in the end, he acts like a beaver and chomps through the wood, and starts running with the wood. They go sliding down the ski jump, and the snow ghost puts some TNT on the end of one of the logs and pushes it down after them. Because there's less weight, it travels faster, and soon catches up to them. Then Scooby has to act fast and paddle through the icy lake water, and in the end they are free. And then they came straight back, and they found Daphne and Fred, who said they haven't found anything. And then at that moment, Shaggy comes into the room, and he's covered in white flour, and they think he's been turned into a ghost by the snow ghost. Then he accidentally trips and falls into a swimming pool or something nearby, and all the flour or glowing stuff washed off, and then the snow ghost comes again, and this time they split up again. Velma, Daphne, and Fred hide behind logs. Daphne fell inside one of the logs and finds a whole bunch of jewels in the log, and they think they're pretty close to solving the mystery. Meanwhile, Shaggy and Scooby, Shaggy got hid underneath the bucket, and Scooby hid in like the barrel, and they're being chased by the ghost, and then they fall into the icy lake, and they get all frozen. The gang unfreeze them, and they think that that same water may be able to freeze the snow ghost if they chuck him on it. If they chuck it on him quick enough. So they set the trap. Scooby is the one who's going to chuck the barrel on him. But the ghost comes from behind and, jumps him. Scooby tries to throw the frozen water, but it actually freezes as it's being thrown. And the snow ghost is able to chuck it away. And he grabs Scooby and tries to chuck him off the ledge, but Scooby was holding tight. In the end, Shaggy chucks something to try and help Scooby, but in the end it hits the snow ghost, and they start rolling down the hill as a big snowball. Then it gets the gang as well, and they crunch into a big rock, and then unmasking the ghost, it turns out to be Mr. Greenway, and then they wait for the sheriff. Mr. Greenway and Mr. Leach were behind it all. They were big jewel smugglers. They were smuggling the jewels in the logs, so they were able to, get it away and out of sight. A little bit easier to do, and just use the snow ghost costume to hide everything and try and scare away everyone. And he got up the story when Mr. Lunchi told him the story about the snow ghost. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the episode, as Scooby shows how the ghost was able to fly. Apparently he used glowing skis, which was why he couldn't be seen. Mind you, I don't know how the snow ghost, I'll show it, is flying over the cliff with these skis on. Didn't really make sense, but it's just Scooby-Doo, I guess.
Oh, Mr. Greenway!
Oh, have I got a headache? I've got to hand it to you, kids. You've uncovered one of the biggest rings of jewel thieves in the country.
Those two were the masterminds of the ring. Bleach over here would bring the stolen jewels to Greenway in a suitcase.
Then Greenway would send them down the river and across the border, hidden in these hollowed-out logs.
To scare people away, he disguised himself as the snow ghost. He got the idea when Fulanchi told him that wild story.
Yeah, he even made it look like he could fly.
How did he do that?
Transparent plastic skis. They're almost impossible to see at night. Show 'em, Scooby.
And yeah, that's the end of the episode. Pretty good episode. For Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? That's my second episode I've reviewed now of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? The first being the Backstage Rage, about 2 weeks ago now. And yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. Not my favourite, probably out of my top 10, but yeah, definitely one of the better episodes. The abandoned area was quite nice, and in fact, the gang were actually the only ones around, apart from Mr. Long Chi, that weren't involved in, the jewel smuggling. Which I kind of like those episodes, it makes it more scary, better atmosphere, more of a, not so much of a mystery, but more of a task, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it, and, I don't know, I guess it kind of felt like, the Ghost of Bigfoot in a way. I watched them, very, very similar, like for the first time, like maybe 3-4 years ago, about similar time as well. Look, I wouldn't recommend watching them so close together because they are very, very similar. They go to the mill at the end, and or the sawdust, and they go to like the sawmill at the end. It's very, very similar. But yeah, look, it's a pretty good episode. But I wouldn't recommend watching it too close to the Ghost of Bigfoot like I did for the first time. Because I enjoyed the Ghost of Bigfoot more, which kind of put this one down, but now, I'm, more into it. I'm watching them at different times. But I hope you enjoyed, the first episode of my Christmas special. My second special, which will come out tomorrow, which is Scroogey-Doo, which is season 2, episode 10 of Be Cool Scooby-Doo. But yeah, until then, I'll see you guys next time.